The moment you start chasing someone, the game is over. You have already handed over the power and the control of the entire situation to them. What is the most fundamental law of power? It is the understanding that excessive presence will inevitably lead to a drastic decrease in your perceived value. If you are always there, always available, and always reachable, you eventually become nothing more than a mundane habit in the eyes of everyone around you. The world treats common things with indifference. When you make yourself too accessible, you lose the aura of importance that commands respect from others. But when you know how to disappear, when you master the art of absence, you stop being a common commodity and you become a legend. You must learn that your presence is a gift, not a right. To be truly desired, you must create a vacuum that only you can fill. The paradox is simple. The more you are seen and heard from, the more common you appear. Familiarity breeds a certain kind of subtle contempt. To maintain a high degree of influence, you must cultivate a sense of mystery. Never let people predict your next move or your next appearance. Legends are built in the periods of silence. They are crafted in the minds of others when you are no longer there to be observed. Stop being the one who always answers the call. Stop being the one who is always in the room. Learn the power of withdrawing your energy. This is the first step toward true authority. You must dominate the space through your absence just as much as you do with your presence. Let us examine Law 16 of the 48 Laws of Power. Use absence to increase respect and honor within your social and professional circles. History is filled with examples of great leaders who understood that the less they were seen, the more powerful their image became to the public. A king who is constantly walking among the peasants soon loses his divinity. He becomes just another man, prone to the same flaws as everyone. By remaining hidden and appearing only on special occasions, these figures maintained an aura of superhuman capability and untouchable grandeur that people truly feared. The same principle applies to you today. In a world of constant connection, your silence is the loudest statement you can possibly make to others. Consider the sun. If it stayed in the sky for 24 hours every single day, people would grow to hate the heat and the light. It is only because the sun sets and leaves us in the cold dark that we anticipate its return with such desperate and genuine longing. Your social value operates on the same cycle. Absence creates a psychological vacuum that forces others to think about you and your missing presence. When you are gone, people begin to wonder where you are. They begin to discuss your merits and exaggerate your qualities in your brief absence. This gap in their reality is where your power grows. It is the space where the human imagination begins to weave a story of greatness. The less you appear, the more weight your words carry when you finally do speak. Every sentence becomes an event that people stop to listen. You are not just a person, you become an idea. And ideas are far more powerful and harder to kill than any mere flesh and blood. Creating this distance is a deliberate act of strategy. It is about knowing exactly when to step away to let your reputation grow alone. If you are too available, your words are like cheap coins. If you are rare, your words are like gold bars that everyone wants to hold. The crown of authority is built on the foundation of scarcity. You cannot be a leader if you are just one of the many crowd. True mastery involves the discipline to stay away even when you want to belong. You must value your own time above the comfort of others. Now we must dive deeper into the very core of human nature. Why is it that we only want what we cannot easily have? Desire is a strange and volatile emotion. It does not feed on what is present. It feeds on the lack of something that we want. The fundamental law of human psychology is that we are biologically wired to pursue that which retreats from us. It is the chase itself. When the distance between you and another person increases, their curiosity about you naturally begins to rise. They start to fill the void with thoughts. This curiosity is the seed of obsession. The more they think about you, the more value they unconsciously assign to your character and your time. Seduction and power are not about giving everything away. They are about holding back the most vital parts of yourself to keep them guessing. When you withhold information or presence, you force the other party to step forward. They must expend effort to reach you, giving you control. By withdrawing, you make them the pursuer. In any dynamic, the one who is being pursued is the one who holds all the psychological power. They will try to fill the silence you created. They will talk more, do more, and give more just to get a reaction from you. In that moment of silence, they convince themselves that they need you. They build a fantasy where your presence is the only thing that matters. Never explain yourself too much. Explanations are a sign of weakness and a lack of mystery. Let them wonder about your motives in life. Mystery is the cloak of the powerful. It hides your flaws and magnifies your strengths. It makes you appear much larger than you actually are. Understand that people do not want the truth. They want something to believe in. Your absence gives them the canvas to paint that belief. You are a treasure that is difficult to find and even harder to keep. That is the only way to be truly valued by others. Manipulation of presence is the ultimate tool of the master. It is subtle, quiet, and incredibly effective in every type of human interaction. While everyone else is shouting for attention, you are the one who remains silent and still. That stillness is what eventually draws everyone in. Every move you make should be calculated. Your arrival should be a celebration, and your departure should be a significant loss for the room. Do not fear being alone. Fear being common. The queen is the most powerful piece because she moves with a freedom that others cannot. The goal is not to be mean or distant, but to be rare. Rare things are always treated with more care and more respect. Now, let us look at how you can apply these high-level strategies to your everyday life, your career, and your personal relationships right now. Application is where the theory meets the reality of the world. You must learn the art of the tactical retreat in all your dealings. In your career, if you are the one who always says yes and always stays late, you aren't a leader, you are just a tool. Tools are replaceable. They are used until they break and then forgotten. You must show that your labor and time have a high cost. Occasional resistance and the ability to say no create a boundary. This boundary forces your superiors and peers to respect your personal value. In the realm of love and romance, the same rules apply even more strictly. If you are always the first to reach out, you lose. When you respond instantly to every message, you signal that you have nothing better to do. You signal that your life revolves around them. The power lies in the delay. The delay creates a moment of tension and doubt in their mind, making them crave your attention even more. Absence in a relationship allows the other person to miss you. It allows them to remember why they were attracted to you in the first place. The secret is to leave when you are at the peak of the night. Leave them wanting more of you, not tired of your presence. They will ask themselves where you went and what you are doing. That internal questioning is the beginning of their emotional submission to you. A small amount of insecurity is the fuel of attraction. It keeps people on their toes and prevents them from taking you for granted. That insecurity eventually transforms into a form of adoration. They begin to see you as someone who is rare, valuable, and hard to hold. You must be the master of your own emotions first. If you cannot control your urge to be present, you can never control others. This is not about being cruel, it is about self-preservation. It is about protecting your aura from being drained by the demands of the world. Build your life like a fortress. Not everyone should have the keys to enter whenever they feel like it. Access must be earned over time. Time is the most precious currency you have. When you give it away too easily, you are telling the world that your life is cheap. Learn to observe from the heights. Be the one who watches. The one who knows when to step in and exactly when to disappear again. We move now to the final stage. The mindset of a master who understands the ultimate value of their own existence and their silence. This is what I call alive thinking. It is the realization that your scarcity is not a game, but a profound statement of your self-respect. When you value yourself, you do not feel the need to be constantly validated by the presence of others or their constant digital attention. Self-respect is your greatest shield in the game of power. It dictates how the world will perceive you and how they will ultimately treat you. You set the price of your own soul. If you don't allow others to waste your time, they will start to treat your time as precious. You must overcome the primitive anxiety of being forgotten, the fear that if you are not seen, you will cease to exist in their minds. The truly strong do not fear the silence, they command it. They use the silence to listen to the world and to hear their own inner truth. This world belongs to those who know how to control their presence. It belongs to those who understand the deep, hidden mechanics of human desire. Choose your mentors carefully, observe the patterns of the world, and never stop refining your own character and your own personal power and strategy. The ultimate mastery is knowing when to be the center of the world and when to vanish entirely into the shadows of the unknown. Ask yourself, are you being too easy with your presence? Remember, the world will only value you as much as you value yourself. Master absence.